welcome back. It is time for part 2 of our Week 7 picks. The last video, we already did Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday games. Now we're on to Friday and Saturday. Already 1-1 on the week. Liberty didn't cover, but Jacksonville State got that over. We're now sitting at 50, 50, and 3 on the year, down 3.05 units. But we're going to climb over Mount 500 with the 2 picks that we put out for tonight and then the rest of the slate for Friday and Saturday. We are starting off on Friday night. A couple Friday night games. We have 1 pick for Friday night. Northwestern and Maryland. Maryland scoring 32.3 points per game this year, while the passing attack's been great. They're also first in the nation in red zone scoring. Northwestern only scoring 15.5 points per game, but Jack Lausch has taken over at quarterback. He was solid last week against Indiana. I like the offense much more with him in it. Give me Northwestern and Maryland over 45. It's minus 109 on ProfitX. Moving to Saturday, we got South Carolina and Alabama. Alabama struggled against Diego Pavia. He had just 4 incomplete passes while running for 56 yards. Further, the ground game for Vanderbilt was solid. Still, Alabama offense has been great this year. Alabama's 6th in the nation in points per game. South Carolina is going to keep this ball on the ground and have success, though. Alabama's 45th in the nation in rushing yards against, but South Carolina is running for 184 yards per game. I like them to be able to score in this one, plus the Alabama good offense. Take the over 50, minus 112 on DraftKings. Moving on to Clemson and Wake Forest next. Clemson, solid offense this year. They're 12th in the nation in points per game. Wake Forest is scoring 27 points per game on their own. They're going to be able to move the ball through the air in this one. They're 32nd in the nation in passing yards per game. Clemson, 71st in the nation in opponent passing yards. That's going to keep it close. Take Wake Forest plus 20.5, minus 105 on Hard Rock. Moving on to Washington and Iowa. Odds in this game see a tight game between the two squads. Iowa relies heavily on the ground game to have movement on this offense. Washington's been solid against the rush. They're 42nd against the rush. They allow just 3.9 yards per run this year. Meanwhile, Washington's been great in the passing game. Pass defense has been the weaker spot of the Iowa defense this year. That's going to be the difference. Give me Washington money line as our underdog, plus 130 on Caesars. Moving on to Army and UAB. UAB on the road, but they've struggled. UAB struggled against the running attack of Navy. They allowed 227 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns. Further, they allowed Blake Horvath to go 9 for 11 with 225 passing and a score. Bryson Daly, not the same level of passer, but he's a better runner. He's going to find success against this UAB defense. Further, Army, not only winning, but dominating. 5-0 against the spread. The last 4 coming by 16 or more points. Army's going to get up early. They've scored on the first drive in every single game this year. Our pick, Army, first drive touchdown, plus 110 FanDuel. We're going to go to Oklahoma and Texas. Oklahoma offense have struggled some this year, but the defense has been solid. Still, Texas lost to Oklahoma last year. Revenge is on their mind. This is a rivalry game. Weird things happen. But I think the Texas defense shows up in this one. Give me Oklahoma team total under 17.5. Moving on to Louisville and Virginia. Both defensive units have been solid this year. Louisville's allowing just 24.5 points per game on the year while being strong on the run defense. Virginia allows just 23.8 points per game this year, also strong in the run. This is going to result in a lot of long third down yardage in this one. Both teams have struggled to convert third downs at times. Still, the big difference, Virginia's pass defense has not been good against, overall. Tyler Shoug's going to take over this game. He's going to put up plenty of yards and points. Louisville, -7, -115 on DraftKings. Moving to Cincinnati and UCF. UCF has been dominant against the run this year, but they've struggled against the pass at times. UCF's going to cause longer third downs with their run defense. Meanwhile, Cincinnati struggled on third down conversions, and they've also struggled against the pass. KJ Jefferson should have a solid game in this one. The odds slightly favor the Knights. It's going to be a close game, but Jefferson makes the difference. UCF money line, -144 FanDuel. Moving on to some action, we have Northern Illinois and Bowling Green. Bowling Green is favored in this one, but Northern Illinois' defense has been great this year. They're going to be able to slow down Connor Bazelak in this one. Further, Bowling Green struggled against the run. Northern Illinois is 18th in the nation in rushing yards per game, 9th in the percentage of plays that are running. Northern Illinois is 2-1 against the spread this year, but they've not lost against the spread as an underdog. Meanwhile, Bowling Green is just 1-2 against the spread as a favorite, with the only win being Fordham. Take Northern Illinois +3, -110 on Fanatics. UTSA and Rice is next. Neither the UTSA defense or the Rice defense is good. UTSA giving up 37 points per game. Rice giving up 31.3 points per game. Both have seen some struggles on offense as well. UTSA is put up 28 points, though, in their first game. Rice put up 20 points against ECU. They can perform against bad defenses. Odds favor UTSA in this one. I think Rice can get the upset. The best play, take the over, though. UTSA and Rice over 50, -115 on Caesars. North Texas and FAU is next. North Texas, 63rd in the nation in rushing yards per game, but they're also in 34th in the nation in rushing yards per attempt. FAU, defense strong against the pass, 131st against the run, 125th rushing yards per attempt against. North Texas just runs 45.32% of the time. It's 106th in the nation. With FAU being strong against the pass, North Texas needs to lean on the ground game. If they can get that number of closer to 50-50 run versus pass, they'll get this one. North Texas -6.5, -110 DraftKings. We got Florida and Tennessee next. Tennessee grabbed the bed last week. It's not the fault of the defense, though. I think we see the defense rise again as they lay their anger out from the loss, and they put it on the Gators. Tennessee's 5th in the nation in opponents' points per game, while sitting 2nd in yards per game. They are 3rd in opponent third down conversion. Give me Florida team total under 20.5, -110 on Fanatics. We got Ohio State and Oregon this week. Awesome matchup. I was worried about Ohio State earlier this year. I was worried they're one-dimensional on offense, and that's not going to work against Oregon. Then last week, I saw they're opening up the playbook. This is the Michigan model from last year. Lay low and then slowly build up. The Ducks were going to have to be nearly perfect to win this game, and I don't think they have the defense to do that. Give me Ohio State -3, -103 on ProfitX. We got Ole Miss and LSU. Ole Miss can be dominant. They're capable of being anyone. Still, we've seen their offense struggles at times. LSU is 37th in the nation in opponents' points per game. Meanwhile, we don't give enough credit to the Ole Miss defense. They're 3rd in the nation in opponent points per game. If LSU is going to win, they've got to keep it low scoring. Give me Ole Miss LSU under 62.5, -110 on MGM. Last one, we are rocking Vanderbilt and Kentucky. Vandy is 4-1 against the spread this year. They have been dogs of 13 or more 3 times. In 3 of those games, they've won twice and gone to overtime in the other one. Diego Pavia's a baller. They're going to cover again. Vandy, +13.5, -102 on ProfitX. Let's recap. Northwestern Maryland over 45. South Carolina, Alabama over 50. Wake Forest +20.5. Washington money line. Army first drive touchdown. Oklahoma team total under 17.5. Louisville -7. UCF money line. Northern Illinois +3. UTSA Rice over 50. North Texas -60.5 or 6.5. Florida team total under 20.5. Ohio State -3. Ole Miss LSU under 62.5. Vandy -13.5. If you like this content, make sure to like, subscribe, share it with your friends. We'll see you next time for our top 25.